To make this banoffee pie, you will need 3 bananas, some milk chocolate, some ready whipped cream, some digestive biscuits, and some condensed milk. This condensed milk is pre-caramelized. If you can't find this pre-caramelized version of the condensed milk, what you need to do is get the tin of condensed milk and boil it in water for about 2 to 3 hours. You're also going to need a flan dish about this size, and a hammer and a bag for breaking up the biscuits. Right, get your packet of biscuits and put it in the bag. Don't worry if you have too much, you don't have to use all of them. Put them in there and then break them up. It would probably be preferable to use a rolling pin, but since I don't have a decent one, I'm just going to use this mallet. I'm bashing them on a chopping board to avoid damage to this work surface. Your biscuit should have this sort of consistency. It doesn't matter if you've got a few lumps in it, actually that would quite help. Put your biscuit crumbs into a large mixing bowl, and I've melted around 2 ounces of butter, and just add that slowly, a tablespoon at a time, until it becomes until the biscuit crumbs start to stick together. Just tip it. Right, it should have this sort of form to it. Put this in the pie dish, flan dish, and pack it down so that it sticks to the sides and help keep all the filling in. When the base has this sort of form, you can then put it in the fridge for 15 minutes. While the base is setting in the fridge, you can prepare the bananas. Chop them quite thinly, about this thin. Right, after this has come out of the fridge, you can spread around the chopped bananas over the top of it. I'm just using a spatula here because I'm going to use it later and it saves washing. Right, now the bananas have this covering, open the tin of condensed milk and pour that over the top, and get an even covering of this as well. It's rather thick, so spread it around quite slowly to allow it, and it's starting to, I can see here, settling down, spreading out a little bit by itself. So to keep doing that until you have an even covering of about 1 centimetre of this thick. Okay, so when it has a nice covering, this can go back in the fridge for another 20 minutes. It's a different location. Anyway, don't worry. So now that's been chilling in the fridge for a bit, you can put on this cream. I'm using pre-whipped cream because it's just so much easier, but it's just really easy to whip yourself. Just put this on here and spread it around like that until you have an even covering and it looks smooth. You don't want a very thick covering though, quite thin. So this looks like really nice, and it should be looking like this at the moment. You don't have to cook it or re-chill it or anything. You could have it like this, but I'm going to do one more thing to it, and that is add some grated chocolate onto the top of it. I'm using milk chocolate here, but you could use anything. The main reason I'm using milk chocolate is it's my favourite type of chocolate. Break off a bit of chocolate and just with the fine section of the grater, just grate some chocolate shavings over the top of it. It doesn't matter how heavily over this cake it is, just however much you want. You could stop there, but I'm going to put a little bit more on. Okay, so there is my banoffee pie. Thank you for watching this video, and if you've been making this along, I hope you enjoy the one that you made, and I'm glad you found this video helpful. Thank you. while the base is chilling in the oven,